The school gate always held the same boring chaos every morning, students rushing, gossip echoing, and the cold autumn wind picking on people's hair. But for John Jungkook, there was one ritual more important than breathing, waiting for you just so he could ruin your day before it even started. He leaned against the metal bars, earbuds dangling from his pocket, black jacket zipped halfway like he was trying too hard not to care about the cold. His eyes stayed fixed on the entrance as if daring the world to bring you faster. You appeared like you always did, chin up, stubborn steps, and an untouchable aura that always challenged him back. To everyone else, you were the school's most confident trouble magnet, but to Jungkook, you were simply the only person who could trigger his temper and his heart in the same breath. Though he would rather die than admit that last part. He smirked, voice dripping with the usual mockery he swore was necessary for his survival. Your hair slightly messy from the wind, back strap half falling off your shoulder, but still walking like you owned the world. Wow, miracle of the century. Thought you would skip today since the world is clearly not ready for your face. Usually that would spark a war. Your eyes rolling, your tongue sharp as blades, and the two of you bickering until someone dragged you away. That was how morning should begin, but today it was different. You just walked straight past, shoulders stiff, face pale, fingers gripping your back too tightly like you were freezing inside from something much colder than weather. Jungkook's smirk slowly vanished. He stood still, watching the distance between you grow wider, and something in his chest tightened in a way he didn't like. His eyebrows dipped into a frown. What the hell? Hey, I'm talking to you, genius. You paused for the smallest second. He saw your shoulders tremble, but you didn't turn around. You just walked faster, almost like you were scared of something. His chest tightened. What the hell? Did someone else upset her? That's my job. Annoyed and weirdly worried, he stormed after you. Your desk, usually front and center where chaos happened, was now tucked into the farthest corner. You sat down slowly like the very air hurt you. Jungkook dropped into his seat, still watching you like you were a puzzle he didn't remember buying. Two girls passed by your desk. Hey, are you okay? You look kinda pale. You forced a tiny smile. I'm fine, just tired. Your voice cracked on the last word. Jungkook's hands clenched around his pen. Tired. She never admits she's tired. She would rather die than look weak. He tapped his foot impatiently, eyes flickering to you again and again. You flinched when someone behind you accidentally dropped a book. Jungkook's jaw locked. Who the hell did this to you? He hated the thought that someone else had power over your emotions. That annoyance he always caused you, that was his. No one else got that right. His best friend leaned closer. Dude, why are you staring at her like she owes you money? Jungkook scowled. Shut up. Oh, someone is in denial. Jungkook snapped a glare so sharp that Taeyong put up both hands. Alright, lover's squirrel, got it. We are not. His voice came out too loud. The whole class looked. You didn't, you just shrank further into your seat like you desperately wished to vanish. Jungkook went silent, his throat suddenly dry. The bell rang, everyone straightened, your shoulders stiffened instantly, like your whole body recognized the danger before your brain did. Mr. Daniel walked in, fake smile plastered on his face as if he was starring in some terrible commercial. Good morning, class. A chorus of half-awake voices responded lazily. Good morning, sir. His eyes flicked over everyone, too slow, like he was searching for one particular student. They found you, and his face changed, just a little, just enough for Jungkook to notice. Alright everyone, settle down, take out the scarlet letter. We are continuing where we left off yesterday. Chairs scrapped, pages flipped, you moved slower than usual, fingers slipping on the book's cover. Because your hands were trembling. Jungkook saw. He didn't understand, but he saw. He looked at Mr. Daniel and then at you. He didn't understand if he was imagining it or you looked tensed and scared in his presence. Mr. Daniel passed each row, talking about symbolism and themes, tapping desks with his knuckles like he owned the place. But when he reached your row, his pace suddenly slowed. His smile grew a shade darker. You didn't look at him, not even a glance. You wanted him to walk past you, but he didn't. He stood right beside you, leaning down way too close, one hand flat on your desk, the other brushing your sleeve accidentally. Miss Vine, would you read this passage aloud? Your voice is always pleasant. You swallowed hard. Everyone looked at you. Everyone thought you were nervous about reading, but Jungkook saw what they didn't. You were trying not to breathe. Your voice shook as you read, cracking halfway through the paragraph. You exhaled shakily when he finally moved on, but his hand followed your pencil as it rolled toward the edge. He picked it up and instead of placing it down, he held your hand, thumb stroking, subtle, hidden from the rest of the class. You flinched instantly, yanking your hand away like it burned. Your chair screeched against the floor. A few students glanced back in confusion. Jungkook froze, fists tight. His mind repeated the movement over and over. That wasn't accidental. That wasn't teaching. That was sick. Mr. Daniel fixed his tie casually and continued the lesson, pretending nothing happened, but Jungkook wasn't pretending. An entire storm brewed in his dark eyes. When the bell finally rang, you were the first to stand, desperate to escape, but Mr. Daniel called your name sweetly, making your blood turn cold. Bring all these notebooks to my office. We need a little chat. Your face lost all color. Your throat went dry. Jungkook didn't understand everything yet, but he understood one thing. Your fear was real. You stared at the door for a long moment, paralyzed. Then you forced your legs to move, hugging your books against your chest like a shield. Halfway down the hallway, someone collided into you, hard. Your books scattered everywhere. You gasped and looked up. It was Jungkook. He scoffed, hands in pockets, pretending that wasn't on purpose. When someone has the strength of an ant, maybe don't carry the weight of the entire library. You snap those weak noodles you call arms. You didn't argue, you didn't even glare. You just looked defeated. And that scared him more than he could ever admit. Without waiting for your permission, Jungkook bent down and picked up half the notebooks. I'll carry these. If your hands bend, I'll have to listen to your cry about it later, and honestly, I would rather die. You swallowed thickly, unable to find words, but your relief slipped through the cracks of your fear. And he saw it. You reached Mr. Daniel's office door, dread clinging to your skin. The teacher's eyes lit up until Jungkook appeared behind you, arms full of books, posture threatening without even trying. The man's expression dropped. Jungkook smirked like a silent warning. Maybe ask a guy next time, Mr. Daniel. Girls aren't your little delivery service. Mr. Daniel forced a laugh. Jungkook's stare sharpened. His fists curled with pure rage, but uncovering the truth required patience. And he had none. You slipped out of the room the moment your books touched the desk, escaping like the air had turned toxic. Jungkook stayed just long enough to let Mr. Daniel know he was being watched. Then he followed you. He caught up quickly. You felt him before you heard him, that annoying presence you secretly depended on. Yeah, what's going on with you? You froze, eyes wide, hurriedly wiping fear off your expression like a crime. Mind your own business. You turn away, but his voice stopped you cold, low, dangerous, and dead serious. You are my business now. You already walked away, and he didn't know why he said it, but it wasn't a threat, it was a promise, a very deadly promise. Lunch break, the loudest part of the day. Yet you sat there perfectly silent, like a ghost pressed against the chair. Your friends were joking, pushing fries across the table. One of them placed a gentle hand on your shoulder. You flinched so hard your drink nearly spilled. Whoa, hey, hey, are you okay? You look like someone stole your soul. You forced a shaky smile. I'm fine, just tired. It sounded like a lie. It was a lie. From the other end of the cafeteria, Jungkook watched. His jaw was tight, eyes narrowing like he was trying to solve a puzzle that pissed him off. He leaned forward in annoyance and muttered, "Why is she acting like a terrified mouse today? Where's that venom-filled demon I fight every morning?" But deep down, that fear on your face, he hated it. Suddenly, a student rushed inside, panting. "Ryan, Mr. Daniel is looking for you. He said to come right now." Your whole world froze. Your spoon dropped, your eyes widened. Your breathing turned shallow like oxygen suddenly cost too much. Jungkook's head snapped up the moment he saw a tear escape your eyes, a tear you tried to wipe fast before anyone could notice. But he noticed. Why does he want to see you during lunch? You couldn't speak, you just stood up, legs weak, terrified, and that fear, it set something dangerous on fire inside Jungkook. He stood too, shoving his hair back violently, growling under his breath. "I swear if that creep did something, he followed you." Mr. Daniel stood there leaning against the locker, smiling like he owned you. "There you are, I have been waiting." His tone soft, fake sweet, but the moment he got closer, his voice dropped to a whisper meant only for you. "Didn't I tell you to come after class? Running away? That's not nice." You stepped back, hugging your books to your chest. Don't touch me. Just say what you need and let me leave." He laughed quietly. "Chew, that's all you think about? You are making this sound dirty. I'm just a few years older. Sweetheart, don't act like a frightened little girl." His fingers crawled toward your arm. You shook your head fast, panic dripping from every word. "I said don't touch me." Mr. Daniel smiled. "Oh, please, you don't hate it. You blush every time." His hand grabbed your wrist. You flinched hard, and that was it. Jungkook's voice exploded from behind. "Hey, you creep, get your hands off her." Everyone in the cafeteria heard that shout. Students rushed over, crowd forming instantly. Mr. Daniel's mask slipped, a flash of irritation, before he quickly faked innocence again. "John Jungkook, calm down. We were just talking." "Talking? She's terrified. Don't pretend you don't know what you're doing." He stormed forward, ripping Mr. Daniel's grip off you, shoving him back against the lockers. He whispered threat. "How dare you grab my collar? Leave now or you'll regret this." Jungkook heard every word and he didn't hesitate. He threw a punch right on his jaw. Gasps echoed, students screamed, but Jungkook kept going. Punch after punch, a fury built on hours of watching you tremble. "Don't you ever look at her. Don't you ever go near her again, you filthy snake. How dare you think you can touch her like that, huh?" You tugged his sleeve desperately. "Jungkook, stop. You'll get expelled. Please." But he wasn't listening. Two teachers rushed in, pulling Jungkook back. One teacher slapped his cheek hard. "Jungkook, have you lost your mind?" Mr. Daniel spat blood, pointing with a trembling finger. "He's done. I want him expelled today." Jungkook struggled against the teachers, eyes never leaving Daniel. "You are the one who's going to be expelled." Mr. Daniel glared at you suddenly, voice low and poisonous. "Tell them he attacked me for no reason, or you'll regret it." Jungkook saw that too, and his rage sharpened into ice. He turned toward you. "No need to be afraid of him, Ryan. Tell everyone what he was doing with you. Don't be afraid. You have to tell the truth without fear." You gulped. You saw the rage in Jungkook's eyes. Even after being your enemy, he stood up for you, so decided to stand up for yourself too. Teachers were waiting to hear the truth. "Ryan, is this true? Tell us." Jungkook waited for your answer, and so did Daniel and the whole school. You nodded, looking up. "Yes, it's true." Daniel's face went pale. He has been harassing me, touching me, saying disgusting things. I was scared to tell anyone." Silence, a heavy, suffocating silence. Students stared at Mr. Daniel like he had turned into a monster right before their eyes. Even the teachers holding Jungkook froze. Is that true? The teacher asked quietly in complete horror. Mr. Daniel's face crumbled. He panicked as he had nowhere to hide. She's lying. She's just protecting him. Jungkook seething through teeth. If I ever see you anywhere near her again, you'll lose more than your fake reputation. You stood there crying silently, not from fear this time, but from the realization that the boy who hated you was the only one who ever truly loved. He met your eyes briefly, breathing hard, blood on his knuckles, and whispered, furious yet soft, "You should have told me." You didn't say anything, you didn't know what to say. You sat stiffly in the chair, wiping your eyes. Jungkook stayed right beside you, still glaring at Daniel like he was begging for one more reason to punch him. "Mr. Daniel, the student's testimony is serious, and witnesses confirmed you pulled her forcefully. Until further notice, you are suspended." Daniel shot up from his chair. "This is blown out of proportion. She liked the attention. That boy's just..." Jungkook slammed his palm on the table. "Say one more word about her and I'll break more than your nose." Principal Han didn't even scold him this time. "Officers will take it from here." Two policemen entered. Daniel went pale. "Mr. Daniel Kim, you'll be questioned regarding inappropriate conduct toward a minor." As they cuffed him, Daniel tried pointing at you. "You'll regret." Jungkook stood up instantly, not another word. Daniel didn't dare finish. He was dragged out. Silence finally fell. Principal Han exhaled and turned to Jungkook. "John Jungkook." Jungkook braced himself for punishment. "You protected your classmate. You should be acknowledged for that." Jungkook blinked, confused. "This school will not tolerate harassment, nor will we punish the person who stopped it." Your lips parted slightly in shock. "Wine, from now on, if anything or anyone makes you uncomfortable, you come straight to me, understood?" You nodded quickly. Jungkook gently handed you a tissue. His voice was low. "You don't have to hide anymore, not when I'm here." Your chest tightened, a different kind of warmth this time. "Both of you are dismissed." And Jungkook? Jungkook turned. "Good job." "What?" "Your method was wrong. Violence can never be encouraged. But your intention was right." Jungkook lowered his gaze, conflicted. "I would do worse if it keeps her safe." Your heart clenched. "I'll make sure the school stands with her. There will be no expulsion. Instead, you will receive a written acknowledgement for reporting misconduct and preventing further harm." Jungkook looked at you as if he hadn't heard right. "You are protecting us?" "Protecting students is my job." "Fine, your parents will be informed. Counselors will be here to support you." "Jungkook, take her to the nurse's room. Let her rest." Jungkook nodded instantly. He walked beside you, slow and careful, as if one loud sound could break you. You whispered without looking at him. "Why did you come after me?" Jungkook stopped walking. He hesitated then. "Because the thought of you being scared alone makes me lose my mind." Your breath caught. Jungkook opened the door and guided you inside. You sat on the small hospital bed, fingers tightly clutching the edge of the sheet. Jungkook stood in front of you, unsure if he should sit or hover or breathe. His voice came out low, carefully, restrained. "Where does it hurt?" You blinked, confused. "I'm not injured." "Yeah, you are, just not where they can see." Your eyes stung again. Jungkook's fists curled. He took a slow breath. "Why, just tell me what he did. I need to know everything." "It doesn't matter now, he's gone." "It matters to me." The silent intensity in his voice made your chest tighten. You stared at your knees. "Why would it matter to you? You hate me, don't you?" He looked at you for some time and then he asked something you didn't think you'll not have an answer for. "Do you hate me?" You stayed silent. The answer didn't come out of your mouth. You don't have an answer, right? Now you tell me. Does it look like I would throw a punch at a teacher, get slapped in front of the whole school, risk expulsion for someone I hate? You didn't look up. There was heavy silence. We both know we don't hate each other. If we did, we wouldn't care this much. Today proved it. I saw you scared and everything inside me just snapped. You swallowed. So what now? Jungkook leaned down slightly, eyes locked onto yours like he wanted you to understand. We stopped pretending. There was a soft pause. We admit this isn't hatred, not even close. You looked at your hands, and if I am still scared, he gently held your wrist, not trapping, not forcing, just there. Then I'll be scared with you, and I'll be angry for you, and I'll protect you always, even if you still feel like throwing a punch at my face every morning. You finally cracked a tiny, real smile, the first in days. He saw it, and his expression softened in a way only you seemed to get. Jungkook, what if this ruins us? We were already ruined the day we met. Now, let's finally fall apart together. Silence, beautiful, terrifying silence. Your fingers reached forward, hesitant, and brushed his. He grabbed your hand properly this time. No fear, no hesitation. You are right. Let's end this rivalry that was just an excuse to stay in each other's minds all the time. Let's admit the truth. He smiled. I did already. It's your turn now. You smiled without hesitation because there was no doubt this guy loved you unconditionally. He helped you get out of a problem you scared to talk about. He stood up for you without caring about his future. I admit that I never hated you. It was my ego to never accept that I find you attractive, that I liked you, but I'm saying this now, without any doubt that I like you. He smiled and pulled you in a hug. I knew it, my savage queen, and I love you too. You smiled and wrapped your arms around him.